Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest. And here we are with a very cool game that you may or may not have seen before. Back to Basics Baseball, yes sirree. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it, then I'll get into a little of the gameplay, and you'll be informed as to whether you think this is something that you'd be into or not, right? So there's no baseball cards like an APBA or Strat individual cards. There's a deck of cards, 240 cards. They're fast action cards, basically, that give you a result, and that result or rating is connected to the ratings that are on these charts here. So for example, I'm playing game 2 of the 2001 World Series. I did game 1 as a practice game. And the Diamondbacks won that game. We're in Arizona. And so basically, you print this out or bring it up on your computer, and this is going to give you the ratings for all the batters. This is the offensive sheet. There's a pitching sheet, right? So it's going to give you the age of the batter, the batting ability, the walk rating, the K rating, the double rating, the triple rating, home run rating, RBI rating, jump rating, stolen base, and injury rating. Also the range and the error rating. It gives you some stats on what he did here. There's no average. I don't know what good that is because it tells me how many at-bats. It's more about you playing the guys that you're supposed to play the most, because basically at the top it's the guy with the most at-bats, and then at the bottom it's the ones with the fewest, and the same for pitchers. So you'll print out the 2001 and you'll get the batters, and you'll print out the 2001 Diamondbacks, and you'll get the pitchers. Let's look at an example of the Yankees now, the pitchers for the Yankees. And this is what the pitching sheet, whether you print it out or you just bring it up on your screen, and I'm going to tell you what you're going to do with the codes, right? We're going to put them into the box score. So here, Mike Mussina, today we're facing Andy Pettitte. He's 29. He's a C pitcher. So basically average. He's got good control, very good control with an A, not a great strikeout guy, a C. He gets to 6 innings or 7. I always add an extra one because I like pitchers to go longer. I'm like a Billy Martin type. So it tells you about the games he's played in, to 201 innings pitched, his 15-10 record, a 3.99 ERA. His injury status is an A, his range is an A, his error rating is an A, and he's a lefty thrower. And that's how this works. Now, what do you do with that information? What do you do with all those ratings? Now, I think I played about 40 to 50 games, and I have the score sheets for that, and I may return to that. It was, I was doing a replay for, actually, no, not that many. I was doing a Seaver replay, so he had about 40 starts, so maybe I did 20, 25 games. And this was a couple of years ago. So I'm a little bit rusty. Let's look quickly at the rule book that you get. When you make this order, you don't get those sheets I just showed you. Those you got to print out for yourself. There's a website. There's 100 seasons. It's, I think, $15 to $20. You can actually get this PDF now for $11, and you'll get 100 seasons or whatever it is. But you're going to need the cards. That's another thing. That's something that they send to you. So they sent you the booklet, the instructions. They send you the cards, the 240 cards. And that's what you get, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did an unboxing. If you look through my videos, you'll see an unboxing. All right. So this is what it starts out. There's, of course, a table of contents, 2011, Downey Games, Jeff Downey, Joe Bryan. Oh, look at that. Joe Bryan was involved in this. Christ almighty. Okay, let's move on to this. All right, here it gives you an example of what the card looks like. It breaks everything down. That way you can be familiar with what everything is called and where to look. Then I saw some guys create an Excel spreadsheet where you can actually pop in numbers and it creates a card for you, and you can print out those cards. I started doing it, but it was a little bit labor intensive, so I kind of gave up. But it does go over all his ratings. The ratings I just went over, it goes over on that. Okay, so here, now it goes over step by step. Whatever can come on that card, they're going to show you from the pitcher's perspective. This is a pitcher first game. So first the pitcher, then the batter. Sometimes there's an interaction between both. So I think a lot of people will like that aspect of it because it's, some people think it's more realistic than other systems. So it goes over the swing, the deep fly, the fly out, the short fly out. But it tells you the result of those, right? Line out, all runners hold, pop out, all runners hold, basic stuff. Now, something that's a little bit more complicated is the strikeout. The pitcher has strike out the batter, but this is conditional on an A, B, C, or D. If the pitcher is one of those, Andy Pettitte, for example, is a C, so he would have struck out the batter. Okay? Walks are conditional. Doubles, triples, home runs are conditional. And that's pretty much it. Now, there's a twist with the home runs. This, he says, is probably the trickiest part in the game. Basically, it'll say home run D, right? Home run result D, which means that it'll say a D, home run D, and then it'll be a forward slash, and then it'll say a deep fly center field. So if it's not a home run, it's going to be a deep fly to center field, but it says D, right? So it's not only a D. If the player has an A plus, an A, a B plus, a B, or a C plus, or a C, and a D, it would be a home run. So anything better than a D, right, and A plus would be the best, is going to be a home run. So that's the only catch here, but it's very well written. They're very straightforward, and he does a great job with these instructions. And then again, when it gets to the swing, did we get to the swing yet? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, it started. So when we get to the swing, we're looking at the conditions of the batter now. So batters have ratings as well, and they have, different results depending on their ratings. Okay. All right, so let's get started, and you can get one of these and pay. It's worth the money. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to travel with. If you're looking for a game that you want to put in your pocket and have your laptop and have a scorecard, and you can do, I'm not sure if you can probably create a program for this. I use paper and pencil score sheets. And anyway, all right, this is where I'm at. We went 1, 2, 3 in the first inning, in the top of the first. 1, 2, 3, and I'll go over the lineups and the pitchers. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the first, and it's a leadoff double by Williams in the top of the second. Now, for the Yankees, who are visiting in Arizona, it's Knobloch, Velarde, Jeter, Williams, Posada, and Spencer, Soriano, Brocious, and Pettitte. And for the D-backs, it's Womack, Counsell, Gonzalez, Sanders, Batista, Williams, Grace, Miller, and Johnson. So this is a card-activated game, but no dice. Okay, so it's a very, very quiet game. I've played this outdoors at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and the only thing I saw were raccoons out there. And they weren't even frightened. They walked right by me. I didn't know I was there. All right, so here's Posada. Now, the way you do this is you look at the pitcher first. You look at the rating of the pitcher. The pitcher's an A. So I go to A. It's a ground out at first base. Immediately, that's going to move Williams to third, G3. Okay? And then I write 5 in that spot, so I know that Posada's ground ball moved him to third. Okay, so there's a runner on third. There's one out. Now, Johnson's good. He's a good strikeout guy. I don't have to tell you. He's got pretty good control as well. All right, so he can get out of this. Remember, he's an A pitcher. So here goes. Runner on third, one out, top of the second. It's Shane Spencer. What kind of a batter is he? He's a C batter, and that'll come into play if we can get past the pitcher. Let's see. It's a swing. So for an A, it is a swing. And now we're going to pull a card, and we're going to get to the batter. Now we're going to look at Spencer, who's a C. And a C is going to say a ground ball third base. Runner will hold on this just because I want to make it easy and simple right now. Okay, it's a ground ball to third. And he's going to hold on this. Normally with one out, I send them. And I didn't have the infield in. There's no reason for that. It's very early in the game. I'm not going to complicate my life. If you watch my 8 hacks to learning a new baseball game, and it works for guys commented on there, hey, it works for almost any game, whether it's baseball or hockey or basketball. So they're good tips to learn, and this is one of those tips. Don't stress and don't sweat the small stuff when you're learning the game. You want to get 90% of the game, and you'll take care of that 10% later on, those smaller details. As long as it's good baseball in your mind, I never care who's going to win, really. And that's just how I am. Soriano. So 2 outs. Williams held at third. Strikeout A, B, C, or D. Johnson is an A. Strikes out Soriano, and that ends the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. So we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be Sanders leading off. It's going to be Sanders, Batista, and Williams, the right fielder, the center fielder, and the third baseman. I remember watching this. I was living in Florida when this was the 9/11 World Series. A month after 9/11, this is when they were playing this World Series. And what a World Series it was. It went to the 9th inning of Game 7. Crazy. All right. And here goes. So now Pettit is a C. So I'm going to look at C. It's going to be a strikeout. Curveball gets Sanders. 1 away. Next batter is Batista. And that's a swing. So we're going to pull a card for Batista. Batista is an A. Okay, see how I did that highlight so I know that's where the batting is. So he's an A. Batista must have had a really good season. He's an A, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Digging for second is Batista, and he's in there with a double. All right, so that was not conditional in that case. Okay, it was a straight-up double. So here's Matt Williams. Now, Matt Williams' 2-run homer won Game 1, 2-0. That was an intensive game. It's right here. It was a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 4th inning. So we'll see that highlight right now. It was Finley who singled, and then Williams knocked one out of the park, and the Diamondbacks went up 2-0, and they held on to that lead. All right, so here's Williams. Here's the pitch from Pettit, who's a C, and it's a ground ball shortstop with a range check. Oh, no, that's not a range. That's actually an error check. So shortstop, Jeter, his error rating is a B. Right, I'm going to write that here. This is the number sign is the range, and the percent sign is the error. All right, so I'm going to put that there so I can remember that. Okay, so we're looking at an error. Jeter is an error B, so we're going to look over here, and B is an out. So he's going to make the play. 6-3, runner will hold on this. There's 2 outs, runner at second base. To the left side, they hold. To the right side, I move them over. That's how I get started with the game. Later on, I get more detailed into it, and I look for that stuff in the rules. Right now, I just want to show you the basic game mechanics and how you could do that. Now it's Mark Grace. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Pettit is a C. Ground ball, second base. That's Soriano. He's up with it. Over to first to Velarde, and that retires the side. So no runs. 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. All right, Scott Brocious. Now, I think I spelt his name wrong. I think there's an S in there. Isn't there an S in there? I think it's a B. Oh, this doesn't even work. Okay. It's a Bro, and then I think it's an S and a C. But I don't know. I'll check that out. Okay. Scott Brocious. Here goes. Johnson is an A, so that's going to be... He's a B walk, so he's going to walk. That's ball 4. Brocious walks. He's on at first. Here's Andy Pettit. Now, I'm going to sacrifice on this. Let's see what happens. Sacrifice, pitcher. So he taps it right back to the pitcher. Runner moves over. It is a sack. So runner on second base. So sacrifice hit. No at bat for Pettit. Good job. Here's Knobloch with a runner at second base. An A. Ground out to second base. Again, that percentage is an error. Second baseman. Where is the second baseman? Where is he hiding from me? Position. I wrote Counsell position A. That's wrong. I shouldn't have that there. Counsell, it was the second baseman, I believe, right? Yeah. And Womack was the shortstop. Okay. 6. Okay, Counsell error rating is an A. So we're going to look at, we can pull another card, and it's going to be an out. So it's a 4-3 runner to third. So again, there's a runner in scoring position, and this one is 90 feet away. So Knoblauch hits one to the opposite field. I don't remember Knoblauch being a lefty. He may have been a lefty. Anyway, here's Randy Velarde. We're looking at the A. It's a swing. So Velarde has a chance for a hit here. What is Velarde? Velarde is an F, not a good hitter. And now this is a home run if he's an A+. He is not a... So this is a little blooper that may drop in, and it does. And Velarde is going to try this for second base, and he's in there. An RBI double for Randy Velarde, a terrible hitter. Holy smokes. So that is an RBI, and a run scores. The Yanks are up 1-0. Derek Jeter comes up. Derek Jeter had a great season. He's an A batter against an A pitcher. And that's going to be a swing. We're going to look at what Jeter does. Velarde's got his lead off second base, and that is going to be a injury. Oh, boy. An injury. Now, I don't know how. Oh, the duration. So Jeter injury is on the sheet. It doesn't, you don't write it here. Let's see that sheet that I was looking for. So Jeter injury. Jeter, we may have to pull him out of the game. I don't know here. See what happens. Jeter is an injury rating of A. He's an A. And an A says no duration. Okay. Oh, actually, the injury is to the right fielder. So the injury is to the right fielder, but there's 3 no's here. So we're not going to worry about that right now. And I don't want to play injury. I just want to teach you the game. All right. So we're going to roll another card. Because I'm really not sure what to do with an injury, and does it. So I'm just going to roll another card. So let's say that's a foul ball, and he hit himself against the wall, and there's 2 outs, and 1 run is in already, 1-0 Yankees, and there's another runner in scoring position, Randy Velarde. So again, we're going to start with the pitcher. He's an A. It's a swing, and for the batter, he's another A, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, picked up by Womack over to first, and that retires the side, but the Yanks pick up a run. They pick up a run on a walk and a double by Velarde, and they lead it 1-0. We're at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Remember, Pettit is a C, so the advantage is really on the Diamondbacks, but you never know what's going to happen with the Cards. So here is Miller, and from a C pitcher, it's a swing. Miller is a C+ batter. C+ batter is going to be a home run if he's an A. I don't know that Miller is an A home run. He is not. He's a C. So it's going to be a deep fly ball to center field. Backing up a few steps is Bernie Williams, and he's under it. Squeezes it for out number 1. Here is Johnson. Johnson's a terrible hitter. He's an F. My guy's a C. It's a strikeout, A or B. Pettit is a C strikeout. This is a conditional strikeout. So if Pettit were an A or a B, he would strike out the pitcher, but he's a C, so he doesn't. So we got to pull a card and look at the F. Now that's going to be a little dribbler, and nobody's going to get there. That's going to be a base hit for Johnson. So Johnson is smiling at first base. He can't believe it. Okay, so 1 on and 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Yankees. We're playing back to basics baseball, teaching you how to play to see if you like this game. You can order it from Downey Games. Get it delivered. You'll get a little booklet like I showed you, and then you'll get these cards. I don't know how, there's some PDFs there. I'm not sure. You'll have to inquire as to what those are exactly. All right, here's Womack. We look at C, and that's strike 3, big curveball by Pettit gets him. That's a 3rd strikeout. All right, the 3rd strikeout. 1 there, 1 there, and there. 2 outs now. Next batter is Counsell. It's a C, and that's bounced to the first baseman, Velarde. Takes it himself, and that retires the side, my friends. So no runs, a hit, 1 left, and we move to the top of the 4th. And that's 3 innings, so you can get a feel of the game and how it's played, and you can decide. Now, it is, like I said, it's a fun game. It's easy to learn. It's got a baseball feel. It's done by baseball guys for sure. There's, a ton of baseball on there on the website. So, it's really good. in that sense that it has a baseball feel. It's easy and fast to play. If you have good imagination, this is a good game for you. There's not a lot of narrative, like for example, in History Maker Baseball, you got to read a lot of narrative. The narrative is basically in your head, right? You have to do a play-by-play in your head. It is labor intensive in that you have to write out these codes unless you're going to use the same lineup, and then you can just put these on a card and then just plop the card down and say, okay, I'm going to use the same lineup, right? And then maybe you can have strips for just changing one or two guys, depending if it's a righty or a lefty, right? In today's game, I think that's a little bit harder. In yesteryear's game, the retro games, I think that's a little bit easier. Let's play one more quick inning before I say goodbye on this video. I don't like to make them too long. I feel that the shorter the tutorial videos are, the more guys get a sense that they either like it or they don't. I don't need to spend a whole hour. I want to do other things with my time. There's a lot of other games on my table that I want to play. Okay, so let's do Bernie Williams, and he's up, and he hit a double earlier, and he was stranded at third base. So it's going to be a walk, C, D, or F. And that's not going to be a walk because Johnson is a B, right? Johnson is a B, so that's going to go over to the batter. And now the batter, Williams, is an A, and an A is going to be a fly ball left field. And that is Gonzalez for the first out. Next batter is Posada. And strikeout A, B, or C. Johnson is an A. Struck him out. Fastball. He blows a fastball by Posada. So Johnson today only has 2 strikeouts, but he'll catch up. All right. And nobody would think that Pettit would have more strikeouts. Pettit has 3. Johnson has 2. Here's Spencer with 2 outs. That's a swing. Spencer is what kind of batter? He's a C batter, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. And that is the range check. Range check on Jeter is a D, not a good range on Jeter. So we're going to pull a card and check the D range and see what happens. But he makes the play. Gets there over to first in time. And that retires the side. Oh, wait, I looked at the wrong one, I think, right? I looked down here, the error. Top one is the range. That one was a range check. That's why I wrote it up here so I can remember. Okay, remember, I haven't played this since, I think, lockdowns. All right, but I still have all the stuff that I was using for the replay. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 4th, and that'll be the last inning that I'll do, the last half inning, to give the Diamondbacks a chance here to tie up this game. So no runs, no hits, 3 up and 3 down for Johnson in that inning. Let's see what happens. Here's Gonzalez with a C. Walk, A, B, C, or D, and Pettit is where is he? He's a walk of an A, so there is no walk. He's too good. He has really good control, so there's no walk. So now it's going to be the batter. The batter is Gonzalez, and he's an A+, and that's going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be a range check on, I shouldn't have looked at Jeter before, right? I should have been looking down here. But it was an A range. He was an A range, so he would have made the play. I think it was all outs. Anyway, all right. So that's the natural part of the learning process of these games. It's in my tips. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's not the end of the world. So we're gonna check. We're gonna pull a card on a range. He's an A, and he makes the play. It's a nice play by. No, this time it's Jeter. And the range is a D, but the D, he still makes the play. Okay, there you go. So now it's Sanders with 1 out. Nobody on, bottom of the 4th. Yankees lead at 1-0. Game 2 of the World Series, the 2001 World Series. All right, here goes C, and that's a strikeout, A or B. Pettit is a strikeout of a C, so he does not get a strikeout. We pull a card, and the batter is a C, and that's going to be a ground ball third base. Up with it is, who's at third base for the Brocious? And good, strong throw to first base for out number 2. And here comes Batista. Pitch from Pettit, a C, a strikeout, A, B, or C, and Pettit is a C, struck him out. That's a 4th strikeout. He's got the curveball working tonight. 4th strikeout. Anyway, that's the game. Tony Porter. Remember to like and subscribe. This is called Back to Basics. It's a fun game. You can't complain. And that's all for tonight. See you guys very, very soon.